In this video, you'll be learning how to draft your trouser block. Now, the first thing that you need to do is to get the length of the trouser. Now, because this is a paper, you don't need to add any allowance. You add your allowance while you're cutting your fabric. So the length of the trouser I'm using is 42. So I'll mark that point. Yes. So I'll rule a line across to get my length. Then the next thing I'll do, I'll measure my crouch depth. The hip, if you did not do it in the measurement, you can use your hip divided by 4 to get that measurement. So the hip is 44, divided by 4, that's 11. So I'll mark that point. Then I'll measure 1.5 inch. We'll use this as a standard. 1.5, 1.5. Then connect. So you have like an angle. Then you measure 1 inch out. Then use your curve to connect. Then the next thing I'll do, I'll measure 1 inch here because I'll be adding my zip allowance, because this is what I'm going to use to fix the zip. I won't be bringing in any other fabric so that the front will remain flat. So I'll measure 8.5 here so that I can curve this line to meet. So this is what I'll use to create the zipper fly. Then from here, I'll measure my waist measurement. My waist is 34, divided by 4, that's 8.5. Mark here. I won't be adding that at the front. So my 8.5 plus 1.5. We'll do plus 1 inch, so that you don't have so much allowance there. Then from this point, I measure my hip depth. So that's my hip level, 9. I mark that point. Note that I'm measuring my measurement from this line, not from the startup mark. I'm measuring from here, from after the 1.5. So that is the same thing I did for the waist. So measure from this after the 1.5 mark. So you measure. So the hip is 11. That's 44 divided by 4. That's 11. This is my actual hip. Then I'll add 1.5 to it. Then I'll measure my knee level. Now we always have a standard knee for skirt, which we do between 18 to 22. But for trouser, your actual knee is around 23 to 25. So I'm going to use 23 for this one. So I'll mark that point. Now what you need to do so that you're on track, from your hip level, square down the line all the way down so that you can use it as a guide on what you're doing. So square it down. Okay, let me go upwards also. Now on this your knee level, divide your knee by 2. So the knee size is 15 divided by 2, that's 7.5. So get the midpoint of this. This is 14. The midpoint is 7. So I want to locate 7.5 here. So that will be 3.75, which is this. Mark the point and mark the point. So I'm going to add 1 inch seam allowance. So the next thing I'll do is to connect my waist so then connect this point with slightly curved line. Now it depends on the type of trouser that you're making. If I was doing a pencil trouser, I will get the midpoint of this point also. Now let me, here is 7. So this is my midpoint of the base. So if I was doing a pencil trouser, I would get my ankle size. So the ankle size is around maybe 14. Or if you want it really pencil, because it depends on the fabric that you're using. If it's a non-stretchy fabric, you might need to add zip at the side so that your leg can enter. But if it's a stretchy fabric, you can make it as tight as you want. It will still fit. But for this one, I would use 14, that's 7. So I'll locate 7 here. So that's 3.5 on either side. 3.5, 3.5. So I'll add my seam allowance. So I'll just connect this to it. Connect it to it. Then if I was doing a palazzo trouser or a boot cut, what I'll just do, there are different types of cuts. I can come from here and flare out. So I'll have something like this. Then from here, now it depends if you're doing a wide palazzo trouser. Before you start drafting, leave like 3 inches in front, rule a line, just like the way it's something like this. You leave 3 inches in front, rule a line, then start drafting so that you can use up, assuming I was doing a palazzo trouser, I will rule a line from here down here. So let's continue. So I'll come up here and I'll measure 1 inch to lower the front. So I'll connect it. I'll connect it to the original waistline. But I won't cut it yet until I cut my back. Then I'll now make the cut. And when you're doing palazzo trousers, you need to make the length of your trouser the same length of your skirt, so that it's long enough so that when you wear your wedge, it gives it that lift. But if you're doing a normal pencil trouser, you use your normal trouser length. So let me cut. This is what the front of the trouser looks like. So I'm going to be placing this on another paper. So I'm going to cut. So you secure it with a pin. Now, the next thing that you do, from this crouch depth, you measure 2.5 inch. Now, if you notice the person has a long butt, you can use 3. So that it accommodates properly, but 2.5 for regular size. Mark 2.5, then come here and mark 1.5 or 2 inches in. But let me use 1.5. Mark. Then you mark 2 inches up. Then come here and mark ½ inch. Let me use here. Then the next thing you do, use your curve ruler and connect so connected. Okay, so this, now you add back the 1.5 that you added here, and because I want to put that at the back, I will add 2.5, which is here. Then connect this point to this point. Then here, add 1 inch more to the hip, then connect.